At the very beginning, I told you that I would like to know different transaction, most important transaction in Hong Kong, and most of them will be covered during the rest of the lectures. But then, one thing, we will not deal with easement. We will not deal with easement. But I will explain to you briefly what easement is about. There are many different kinds of transaction. You can see this, for example, a developer purchase an estate from the government. That is the government lease, right? For example, the government lease will limit the height, okay, for example, 51 meters. It may also limit the use of the land, for example, just for the construction of hotel. So that is the estate created by the government lease. Different government lease may have different limitation. That means different government lease means different kind of estate. Now the transaction between the government and the developer is by contract. Remember specialty contract? During the first lecture I told you that in order for the formation of interest or right over the land, we must be by specialty contract. Specialty contract is also a contract, right? Offer, acceptance, consideration, something like that. So it means that one way, the most important kind of transaction of land, in fact, is by contract, sales and purchase. This developer, in fact, most developers in Hong Kong, they will not use their own money to buy land. And no businessmen will use their own money to buy land. They will just lend money from the bank. So this developer lend money from the bank in order to pay the premium or purchasing price of the government lease. So this bank will not give the developer money without something holds in his hand. That something holds in his hand is the right to sell the estate. And this transaction from the bank lend money to the developer in return for the developer give the bank the right to hold the land in case the developer unable to pay the property, to pay the money. And this right, we call it, this transaction is a security transaction. So when the developer unable to repay, then the bank will take the estate, sell it. I'm talking about asking for permission from the bank. Right? The bank will, from the court, the bank has no automatic right to take. The bank must ask for permission from the bank, from the court. But anyway, this kind of transaction is mortgage. Mortgage means that making use of an estate or a real property in return for a loan, mortgage. Very usual in Hong Kong. Everyone in Hong Kong, most of the people in Hong Kong, they don't have, say, several million to pay. They don't have it. They have to lend money from the bank, and the money always asks for security. The security is the property, the fact. Mortgage. So mortgage is a very important transaction in Hong Kong. Now think about this. So developer or other person purchasing the land, then they have the right to walk over the land of the others, right? This is a piece of land. There's another piece of land just adjoining this piece of land. So they may have the right to pass over the land of the others, to gain access to the main road, for example. That is quite usual in new territory. This right of passing through the land of the others is an example of easement. All right. This example, the easement is recorded as a right of way. That means the right to walk over the land of the others. Remember just now I told you that if you own a piece of land, the others cannot enter into your land without your permission. Otherwise, there will be a trespass. But then, if you have the right of way and easement walking over the land of the others, then you don't need to ask for permission. All right, this right, we call it an estate as well. Why is that? This right touches or associate with that estate, this estate. It has nothing to do with the developer or any person there. It just touches the estate. What does it mean? It means that later on, when you sell the property to the others, a new owner, the new owner will gain the easement automatically, because this right of way forms part of the estate. That's why called an easement is a property. Think about this. If say you don't have right of way walk over the land of the others in order to gain access, for example, to the main road, then you have no, the land has no purpose. For you, I'm talking about if you need to travel around. So you can see how important the right of way is. Right of way, easement, also another important transaction in Hong Kong. Usually it is created by contract, again, contract. Remember, not an ordinary contract, but by what? A specialty contract, or by deed. Most of the time we call terms in a deed is covenant, that means mutually enforceable. And the other source for the creation of easement is by law, that is ordinance or common law, right? Now, creation of such kind of right over the land, we call it land covenant. Now, this is not unusual. In fact, you frequently come across it in multi-story building, that is deed of mutual covenant, right? In deed of mutual covenant, the covenant among the co-owners in a multi-story building. They can use, for example, the land belonging to the other, provided the exercise of right is compliant with the deed of mutual covenant. So deed of mutual covenant is a kind of land covenant, also a important transaction over the land. So, transaction, firstly, by consent, that means by contract. But in land law, we talk about specialty contract, not just a simple contract, right? Gratuitous transfer means give the land to the others without money. That means a gift. So if you still remember BLE 206, you cannot do that because what? The agreement will be unenforceable because there's no exchange of consideration. That is why a gift must be by a deed, must be by a specialty contract, because a specialty contract needs not fulfill all the requirements for the formation of a contract, right? Okay, acquisition interest may be by operation of law. For example, if you have a piece of land and when you die, you have no will. Will is a document telling the others how you are going to do with your property after you die. For example, you don't have a will, then your property will be what? Allocated or distributed to the other peoples according to the law, right? Certainly, if you have a will, then the property will be distributed to other persons according to your will. But if you know, then according to the ordinance. That is another way of, say, transfer of interest. The others, already told you, formation of covenant. Easement, right? Just now I told you. By land covenant. Now, mortgage, I just told you, very important. Creation of encumbrances, something like a burden over the land. So, I purchase the property and I get a loan from the bank, and the bank have a right over my property, not me, over my property. Alright, when I fail to repay the loan, then the bank can have the right to take the land, to sell it for the settlement of the mortgage loan. Quite usual in Hong Kong. Others, lease, creation of lease, quite usual, right? In fact, government needs a very typical example. Also, when you have no place to live in, you rent a property from the others, creation of lease. And the other one is what? Is license. Now, I'm not going to explain it in detail, just let you know that license is not a property because it cannot be transferred. Give you an example. Now you have the ID card, student ID card. You can go to this university library, right? But it is quite clear. You cannot lend your student ID card to the others so that the others can use the university's library. They cannot do that. So it is a license. Just like today, you come in, right? You cannot just say, ask the others to represent you. No, you cannot, right? Because you have just a license to come in. It is not a property, you cannot sell it. So property, license is not a property, but it is a very useful arrangement. Think about your rights to the library, think about use the public library, think about your rights to enter, to take a bus, to take a test. They are all involving creation of license, right? But they are not property anyway. Okay?